Good afternoon, and welcome to the Wednesday afternoon conference call with Trusts Unlimited. This is Jim George speaking. I'm the non-attorney spokesman and facilitator for Trusts Unlimited, and I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time to listen to this call. Actually it was 2 weeks ago, I said that we were planning to resume our normal calls effective today. That's not going to be the case simply because of the events that have transpired since Monday. I've been on the phone around the clock for the last 2 days, talking to all of the individuals that I've relied upon for nearly a decade. And for the first time in 10 years, I am at a loss as to explain exactly where we are. I've got contacts in Dubai, I've got contacts in Iraq, I've got contacts in Europe, I've got contacts at the Treasury Department, and I have contacts at major banks. And they either say to me they don't know what's going on right now, or the information that they believe to be true is contradictory, and they can't all be right or wrong. So I'm going to share with you, to the extent that I can, what I think is going on right now. A lot of the problem has to do with political situation in the United States and globally. Domestically, anyone paying attention knows that there's a civil cyber war going on, that there's major censorship going on, that there have been a number of false flags and distractions that are going on. We also know that globally we're looking at non-conventional sort of asymmetric warfare, bioweapons like viruses, cyber attacks like the recent one we had on the pipeline, the threat of EMPs, which is electronic pulse weapons, electromagnetic pulse weapons. We have the white hats that are telling us that there's the implementation of Nazara and Jazara and Basel III compliance for all currencies internationally. We have the black hats that are interested in the revaluation of currencies so that they can repeg them to the IMF basket of currencies and then go to their one world digital currency. And, of course, that's not good news for us, because what a one world digital currency means is that they're going to control the outflows, and worst case scenario would be a social credit score, meaning that your liquidity is going to be linked to your good behavior, i.e. doing the things that they tell you to do. As an example, although not necessarily the case, wearing a mask, staying at home, being vaccinated, things of this nature. So we're in a very strange place. We're being told everything from the dinar is reinstituted at a 1-to-1 with the dollar to the dinar is reinstituted at a 20-to-1 with the dollar. There are individuals that are saying there has been absolutely no reinstitution. The banks that I've called said, as far as they are concerned, as we speak today, and this could change in 5 minutes, the dinar is not a functional currency, so there are no exchanges that they're currently doing. Now, I probably have 5,000 contacts, and I haven't had one call me yet and say, hey, Jim, we just exchanged our currency. So I'm not saying that a reinstitution has not happened or that is not in the offing literally anytime soon. I'm just telling you that I have had no one call me and say to me that I have conducted an exchange. So we're in kind of a strange place. I'm going to suggest everyone listening to this call for the first time go to our June 2nd call, which explains our program in detail. And the reason I'm suggesting that is because of what I'm about to say right now. Let's say, for the sake of discussion, that there are no currencies involved. Given the political climate in this country, and given what's going on globally, one of the only remaining ways you're going to be able to protect your wealth is by placing it in an irrevocable trust. For privacy, for avoidance of civil suits, for avoidance of civil forfeitures, which are on the rise, and for the simple reason that government officials, state, local, and federal, can simply not kick up your Social Security number or do a background check and get information about what you possess. Because if it's in trust, it's an entirely different scenario. Those assets are sealed. A court would have to allow that. So for reasons far beyond the exchange of these currencies, you're probably going to need to establish a trust. This is no longer a matter of estate planning. This is a matter of literally protecting your wealth. And for those of us that have currencies, having the proper trust in place, in my opinion, is no longer enough. You are going to need to start to establish very specific plans about transferring your assets from very volatile financial assets and assets that will be in control of governments to tangible assets, real estate investment trusts, real estate, industrial and precious metals, even cryptos, things of this nature, in order to get it out of the banks. So we're in a sort of a gray area right now. Now, I've said in the past that when we got to the point of these currencies revaluing, we were going to be in kind of a dark place where we don't know exactly what's going on, what banks we should go to, what is in the exchange rate that we should expect, what are the limitations the banks are going to put on us if we're going to get a rate in excess of the street rate. All of these issues, they're still not answered. So this is where we are right now. On the other hand, we are in a good place because we knew that when we did get close to the reinstatement of the dinar and hopefully some of these other currencies, we'd be in this small space of indecision and confusion, contradictory information. All I can do and all we can do is try to glean as much information as we can. Like I said, I've been on the phone nonstop for the last 2 days, and I'm not going to stop until there's a meeting of the minds, and the information that I receive from all quarters is pretty much the same stuff. But until then, all we can do is be patient. Many of our clients, including myself and our people, we've had currencies for over a decade. There are people that have had currencies for close to 2 decades. So I understand the frustration. They just, at this point, they just want to go to the banks, do their exchange, and move on down the road and do the things that they've been thinking about and dreaming about for 10 to 20 years. I'm no different. I'm in the same position as you are. The fact that I am fortunate enough to have some of these contacts has been no advantage to me. As a matter of fact, right now, I'm frankly frustrated. I just want this thing over. It's not helpful that we have a current administration that on every level seems to be, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, not nefarious, but just grotesquely incompetent, whether it's the economy, whether it's inflation, whether it's the southern border, whether it's the COVID management, whether it's what's going on in the Middle East, certainly Afghanistan, what's going on in Taiwan right now. All of these things are not helpful. I'm not saying that they're going to affect the reinstitution of the currencies because there are other agendas at play there. But these are all things that distract us and affect us in a negative way. So we're not in a real good place in those terms. We may be in a very good place in terms of the reinstatement of these currencies, again, because whether you're a white hat or you're a black hat, there are, from their perspectives, advantageous reasons for the reinstitution of these currencies. So we're going to have to thread the needle, go to the bank, negotiate the exchange, get that money in other markets and tangible assets as quickly as possible. Again, I strongly suggest that those calling us for the first time go to our June 2nd call. You can go to our website, which is trusts with an S, unlimitedllc.com. Our email address is trusts with an S, unlimitedllc@gmail.com. Our phone service is 307-274-4122. And You can go to our website, go to the bottom, enter your name and email address where indicated. You should be on our email list within 24 hours. When we get confirmation on the reinstatement of the dinar, though emails have not been going out very regularly up to this point, they will probably be going out on a weekly basis after we get confirmation of a reinstitution of the currency. So again, I'm sorry I don't have more definitive information for you, but I'm not going to tell you something that I don't know to be the case. And right now we seem to be in a rather chaotic situation where there's a lot of conflicting information. If we do get a definitive answer on the reinstatement, we will, again, I'll try to get out an emergency email, perhaps even schedule an emergency call. We will be back next Wednesday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this call, and have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.